I sit at the corner table in the same old cafe I've been coming to for 11 years. The coffee is $1.90. Black. No sugar, no fancy names. They still use the same chipped white cups from the 90s. I like that nothing here tries to look expensive. I take the first slow sip. It's hot, bitter, familiar. Exactly the taste that used to cost me $7, $8, sometimes $12 when I bought it to go with the thick paper cup, the cardboard sleeve, the extra flavor shot, the oat milk, the double name on the side. Right now in my left pocket, there is exactly $23 and some coins. That is all I have until Friday evening. And strangely, for the first time in many years, this fact does not make me feel sick. It just is.
I'm 35. I have a beard that's already starting to get threads of gray. Most days I wear the same dark green work shirt, the same worn-out leather belt, the same boots that have seen too many winters. People who knew me at 25 would probably not recognize me now. Not because I'd changed so much on the outside, but because something very big inside finally stopped screaming. 10 years ago, I believed that the faster I spend, the faster I become someone. New phone every year, new sneakers when the old ones still looked good, eating out because cooking for one is sad, drinks after work because that's how networking happens, short trips to reset, bigger apartment because I deserve space. All of it paid with plastic that smiled at me and said, "Don't worry, pay later." Later always came, and it was much heavier than I expected. At first, it was small, $70 here, $200 there. Then it became normal to finish the month with 3 credit cards close to their limit. Then it became normal to make only minimum payments. Then it became normal to feel quiet panic every time the phone vibrated with a new bank notification. I wasn't poor. I had a salary, I had a job title, I had plans. I just never had any real power over where the money actually went. One random Tuesday, I opened the banking app just to check something small, and I saw the real number. Not the salary number, not the "I can afford this" number, the real one. How much I had actually kept after 10 years of earning quite well. It was pathetic, almost insulting. That evening, I didn't go out, I didn't order delivery, I didn't even turn on Netflix. I just sat on the kitchen floor with a notebook and started writing down everything I had spent money on during the last 3 months. It took 4 hours. By the end, my hand hurt and I felt physically nauseous. Coffee alone, almost $1,800. Subscriptions I didn't use, almost $700. Eating out/takeout, more than $4,200. Clothes I wore maybe twice, almost $1,100. Ubers instead of walking, $900. Gifts I bought to feel better about myself or about someone else, $1,400. I wasn't buying things. I was buying relief. Very expensive relief that lasted about 15 minutes each time. I closed the notebook. I turned off the light. And for the first time in maybe 8 years, I didn't feel like crying or drinking or scrolling. I just felt very quiet. The next morning, I made coffee at home. Very bad coffee, honestly. Old machine, cheap beans. But I drank it slowly. And I remember thinking, if I can survive this taste every morning, maybe I can survive learning how to keep money instead of burning it. That was the real beginning. Not some motivational quote. Not a big decision. Not a financial guru. Just very bad home coffee and the understanding that I am already 35 and I'm still allowed to start over. That first month was ugly. Not dramatic ugly, just small, grinding, embarrassing ugly. I canceled every subscription I hadn't opened in the last 30 days. Netflix stayed because I actually watched it. Spotify went. The gym app went. I hadn't been in 6 months anyway. Adobe Creative Cloud went. I'm not a designer. I saved $87 the first month just from that. I stopped ordering food. Cold turkey. No DoorDash, no Uber Eats, no just this once because I'm tired. I bought rice, beans, eggs, onions, cheap chicken thighs, frozen vegetables in bulk from the discount section. I learned to make a big pot of something on Sunday that lasted 4 or 5 days. It tasted the same every meal. I didn't care. The point wasn't flavor, it was proof I could feed myself without spending $20 a day. I walked everywhere I could. Bus pass became optional. I started carrying a small backpack with water, a book, an extra layer. Rain? I got wet. Cold? I shivered. But I saved $60 to $80 a month on rides. The hardest part wasn't the money. It was the silence. No more background noise of notifications. No more treat-yourself dopamine hits from packages arriving. No more group chats planning nights out I couldn't join. Friends noticed. "Where you been, man?" "Busy," I said. They stopped asking after a while. Some drifted. A few stayed, the ones who didn't need money to hang out. We met in parks, on benches, at free concerts in the summer. One guy brought a thermos of bad coffee and we talked for hours. No bar tab, no cover charge, just time. Around month 3, I forced myself to look at the credit cards again. I listed every balance, every interest rate, every minimum payment. The numbers stared back like old enemies. I chose the smallest one first, $1,200 at 19%. I paid minimums on the others and threw every extra dollar at that one. It felt stupid at first, like bailing a sinking boat with a teaspoon. But when that card hit 0 3 months later, something cracked open inside me. Not joy, relief. Quiet, boring relief. I kept going. Next card, then the next. I sold things I didn't need, old camera gear, vinyls I never played, clothes that didn't fit my life anymore. Craigslist, Facebook Marketplace, local buy-nothing groups. Every $50, $100, $200 went straight to debt. I started reading, not self-help gurus screaming about millions, but quiet books. Your Money or Your Life, The Simple Path to Wealth, old forum threads from people who had done it before me. They weren't rich, they were just calm. They had paid off houses, built small nests, retired early or semi-early. Not flashy, just free. By month 6, I had paid off 2 cards. Debt down $4,800. I opened a high-yield savings account. Nothing fancy, just 4.5% at the time. I set up an automatic transfer, $100 every payday, no matter what. If the paycheck was short, I ate rice for a week. The transfer still happened. I didn't feel rich. I felt something better. I felt like the money was finally listening to me instead of the other way around. Winter 2025 came hard. Not the romantic kind with snowflakes and hot chocolate. The kind where the heating bill jumped 30%, the days are short, and the job I'd held for 4 years decided they could do without me. The email arrived on a Tuesday morning. Due to restructuring. Effective immediately. 2 weeks severance. I read it 3 times before the words stopped blurring. I didn't cry. I didn't throw things. I just sat on the edge of the bed, staring at the wall for about 20 minutes. Then I got up, made the same bad coffee, and opened the spreadsheet I'd started 6 months earlier. The numbers were still there. Emergency fund, $4,200. That was 4 months of bare-bones living if I stretched it. Debt left, one last card at $3,100. No car payment. I'd sold the thing 2 months earlier, got $2,800 cash, and started biking. Rent, locked in for another 6 months at the old rate. I called the landlord first, explained the situation calmly. He was a decent guy, said he'd give me an extra 30 days if I needed it, no late fees. I thanked him and hung up. Next, unemployment office, filed online. It would take weeks to kick in, but something was coming. Then I listed what I could cut even further. No eating out, already gone. No subscriptions, gone. Heat, I turned the thermostat down to 62 degrees Fahrenheit and wore layers. Groceries, I switched to the absolute basics. Oats, lentils, potatoes, cabbage, eggs when they were on sale. I learned to make bread from flour and yeast. It tasted like cardboard at first, but I got better. I sold more.
Old laptop I barely used, $350. A box of books, $120. Some tools in the closet, $80. Every dollar went to the last credit card. I paid it off in full 2 weeks after the layoff. The balance hit zero on a Friday night. I stared at the screen and felt nothing dramatic, just a small click, like a door finally latching shut. I didn't celebrate with a steak dinner. I celebrated by walking to the library. Free heat, free Wi-Fi, free books. I sat there for hours updating my resume, applying to jobs, reading articles on how other people had survived layoffs. Freelance gigs trickled in, nothing glamorous. Proofreading, simple data entry, one-off copywriting jobs from people who found me on Upwork. $200 here, $400 there. It wasn't much, but it kept the lights on. The real test came in month 2. The emergency fund dipped below $3,000. I started feeling the old panic creep back, that whisper saying, "You're going to lose everything." But I had changed the script. Instead of ordering pizza to numb it, I cooked lentils with whatever spices were left. Instead of scrolling job boards in despair, I went for long walks at dusk when the city was quiet. I talked to myself out loud sometimes, stupid things like, "You've got food, you've got a roof, you've got time. That's enough for today." By month 3, the unemployment check started. Small, but steady. A new job offer came. Remote, slightly less pay than before, but no commute, better benefits. I took it without hesitation. When the first paycheck hit, I didn't spend it all. I transferred $500 straight to savings, then $200 to rebuild the fund. The rest covered rent and food. I wasn't back to normal. I was better than normal. I was calm. I sit back in the same corner table. The coffee is still $1.90, still black, still no sugar. But now the $23 in my pocket feel different. Not a limit, but a choice. I've paid off the last debt. The emergency fund is rebuilding. I walk out into the sun, boots on pavement, no rush. Money doesn't own me anymore. I own it. Calm, quiet, free. End of story.